if we're going to give production their flowers for getting something very, very right this week, we also have to call them out on getting something very, very wrong.
There you
because
go.
the casting process of this show is so extensive, and there are so many different like levels to how you go through getting cast on the show. And it's baffling to me that they went through all of these different like levels and layers of casting through the entire process. And at no point clearly did they ever consider, okay, well, if we're going to cast somebody who is hard of hearing, how do we make this more accessible? How do we help him understand the rules of the competition he's allowed to play? How do we do something like OTEV where reading lips isn't really something that's going to be helpful to him? How do we make it so that when he's literally in the diary room and there's no monitor for him to look at to see what people are saying to him?
It is crazy.
How to know when to leave it? Like, how do they do it? They really, the fact that there's no captions, no anything for him, like the accessibility is a big problem.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jenny. Because I was just thinking about like, what else when they do like a quiz HOH or like or something like that?
Yeah, they're gonna have to get a monitor. Like I don't 100%. I think everything should be equal. I don't care how it's accommodating for you. I feel like everybody, if he's in the game, anything that he needs,
everything needs to be equitable.
Be there.
Yeah,
it needs to be equitable.
100%.
Yeah, because
I'm sorry.
I was gonna say y'all decided to cast him, so y'all can't just leave him out to dry and give him out to disadvantage. If y'all were working with accommodations, you shouldn't have cast him.
And the fact that a network like CBS, like a huge network like this, hasn't thought of something like this ahead of time.
Yeah,
like the fact because I'm assuming that they will fix this by next Thursday.
It's been a week.
Right?
They've had a lot of mishaps for a week. I hope so.
It's not even just for the vote though. It's for literally everything. Because he has said in the House, like when there are a lot of people talking at once, I have a hard time hearing it. When something's happening over the loudspeakers, I can't really hear that because I read like he's like been very open about the ways in which it sets him back. So the fact that they're not accommodating it yet is concerning.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. This should have been something that was in place before the season started, if you knew that this was somebody that you were bringing on.
Right. And it's not like it's impossible. It's not like y'all can't afford to do it. You don't know how to do it because it's out there. Like Matt mentioned, The Circle did it right. So surely CBS, you can get it right. And I hope you do because it adds that level. Because yes, we have diversity and that's wonderful, but diversity means nothing without inclusion, right? So we need to make sure the people that these diverse populations are, feeling included as well as just having that representation.
And they're saving money from LeDuc stipend, so put that in the accommodations. That's 2 stipends you had to give up. So there you go.
I'm just curious because I just want to just like, what exactly accommodations could they make in this like setting, like in a day-to-day like group setting, like what feasible accommodations could they make? Because I'm just like trying to think.
I think it's harder. I do think it's harder like when there's like people just like maybe the whole house is hanging out in the kitchen and everybody's talking and hanging out, but you could easily have a monitor in the DR room when he's making his vote.
Definitely that.
For
like
competitions.
Come on, get this man an iPad.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Easy.
Yeah, like for competitions. For competitions, really any competition, when the rules are being read, have a monitor with captions, or like for OTEV, whatever OTEV is saying, like have a monitor that's reading out what like, OTEV is speaking. Like
vocally, like say it, but still, I mean, verbally say it. But you got a screen as well.
It's definitely harder in big group conversations, just in the general areas of the house. But
in that situation, it is also more on the house guests to include him. Like that's on them. Yes.
Yeah.
Also true. But they can definitely put some captions next to OTEV. Like honestly,
easily.
I watch everything with captions anyway. I prefer that.
Yeah, oh my God.
I would be looking at OTEV and his silly ass face. I'd be reading the captions.
Exactly. I'd be doing the same thing. I hit 30. I'm like, look at these captions on.
I keep my captions